we roll, we go, flying over cities down to Rio. It's real, love that I feel. Oh, nothing lasts forever, but I'm down for the minute, so just chill. Wherever she goes, I go, we roll, we go, flying over cities down to Rio. It's real, love that I feel. Oh, nothing lasts forever, but I'm down for the minute, so just chill.
When people hear it, they gon' love it, they gon' fear it, and it ain't how we flow, cause when we show up at a show, they say we going so hard enough, they can't wait for some more. But some others say we preachy, some close-minded geechies, like we ain't heard of much like a Nietzsche, believe me. If they don't know about us, they don't talk about us. If they don't know about us, they don't know about us. If they don't know about us, they think we dumb, diddy dumb. They gon' know about us. They gon' know about us. Hey, they gon' know about us. They gon' know about us. Oh, they gon' know about us. They gon' know about us. Oh, they gon' know about us. They gon' know about us. 622 plus, gon' add it up. Hey, that's a big problem. Math don't subtract, but content like I had enough. Long head, don't care some more and plus I'm tatted up. I know this blow your mind, and I ain't blowing pine. Not talking women looking skimpy every other line. Yeah, I got it dime, about to make a mine. Life in Christ got me finished like I crossed the line. With the way that you telling me to do it, sell out to sell out. Nah, man, it's so foolish. Done trying to beat you, it don't fit, misfit. I don't trip, everybody hate Chris. They saying get with this, just like a membership. They talking slick, they just it, but it's just gibberish. I say I'm interested, they say you're different. Oh, you gon' know even if you don't let us in. They don't know about us, they don't know about us. They don't know about us, they don't know about us. They don't know about us, they think we dumb, diddy dumb. But they gon' know about us. They gon' know about us. Hey, they gon' know about us. They gon' know about us. Oh, they gon' know about us. They gon' know about us. Oh, they gon' know about us. They gon' know about us. There's every, so we finna go. There's every, so we finna go. Dumb on them like I could be. Dumb on them like you should be. Dumb on them like I would be. Dumb on them, yeah, that's cool with me. They don't know about us, they don't know about us. They don't know about us, they don't know about us. They think we dumb, diddy dumb.
Can I get captains, please? I need a coach, and I do need a roster.
Second shot at the summer here.
Hi, I'm Jen. Jen. Hi, Jen. Nice to meet you. Hi, Jen. Nice to see you. Hi, I'm Jen. Nice to meet you. Hey, Jen. Hi, I'm Jen. Coaches, is everybody legal and properly approved? Are there any medical issues? You guys know we're nervous about this. Please start backing up. They believe us. Stand up. They can go forward. But good sportsmanship. You guys are the captains. If I take a shot,
Hey, boys, line up, squad. Line up. I like the salsa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a beautiful day here at the Wheaton Academy campus and Performance Trust Field as the Wheaton Academy Warriors welcome to the field Coach Eduardo Contreras and the Steelmen of Joliet Central High School for today's continuation of the PepsiCo Showdown Soccer Tournament, the largest high school tournament in the country. Let me introduce today's officiating crew. We have with us Mr. Bruce Bodie. In the middle we have Miss Jen Mayfield. We have Mr. John Lentz. And now let's meet the Steelmen's starting lineup. In goal, we have freshman Ramon Bibian. Number 4, David Contreras. Number 7, Brian Villalobos. Number 10, Captain Oswaldo Guzman. Number 14, Emilio Miranda. Number 15, Giovanni Sigala. Number 17, co-captain Braulio Guzman. Number 18, Jaime Bedoya. Number 19, Gerardo Zavala. Number 23, Alejandro Ruiz. And number 25, Ruben Ulloa Aldape. head coach of the Steelmen, Mr. Eduardo Contreras, assisted by Ulises Ornelas. And now, for the starting lineup for your Wheaton Academy Warriors, let's hear it. Wearing number 0, goalkeeper senior, J.D. Gunn. Number 8, senior defender, Matthew Oster. Number 9, senior forward, Grayson Harris. Number 10, senior midfielder, Owen Hardy. Number 12, junior defender, Owen Sutton. Number 14, senior forward, Luke Holwerda. Number 15, junior defender, Elijah LeBeau. Number 17, senior forward, Quinn Partain. Number 19, senior defender, Max Dominguez. Number 21, junior midfielder, Jack Kilgallen. Number 22, junior midfielder, Seamus Kilgallen. Warriors varsity coach, Jeff Brook, assisted by Mr. Alex Earl, Tim Miller, and goalkeeper coach, Joe Salvaggio. Trainer and medical assistant this evening will be Miss Rochelle Blakely. Now if you would please stand and remove caps as we pray over today's contest. Father, we come before you today to ask for your blessing over today's contest. Please keep and protect these athletes, coaches, staff, and our campus guests from injury or harm while in our care, and also in their return to their homes this evening. Lord, to honor you and reflect your glory in everything we do, and to conduct ourselves in a manner that would please you and make you proud of us as your children is our purpose today and every day. We have great gratitude and are especially blessed by those that you have called to teach, mentor, and guide young men and women in your name. Your love and blessings are always amazing and more than we deserve. Thank you for your spirit that guides us, your truth that sustains us, and your love that restores us. Our prayers, as always, are in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Now, if you would draw your attention to the southeast end of the field to the flag, we have Wheaton Academy senior student Caleb Michaelajczyk singing today's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Caleb. That was beautiful. And now, gentlemen, shake hands and game on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Performance Trust Field tonight, Thursday, September the 14th. I'm Matt Hockett, here tonight to watch the Warrior soccer team take on Joliet Central Steelmen. A match we don't normally have, ends up being set up by the Pepsi Showdown, which we'll get into later on. A beautiful evening in West Chicago. Temperature about 75, 80 degrees right now. On this turf field, you see the gnats and the flies kind of buzzing in the setting sunlight. So before the lights come on, we'll have a chance to enjoy this sun for for just a little bit of time. Warriors come into this game with a 6-3 record. Unfortunately coming off of a loss, but a loss against a great team, Waukegan. They played them in the Pepsi Showdown last Saturday and ended up having a 0-0 tie after half. According to Coach Brook, one of the best teams they've seen in a year, and ended up losing 3-0 after falling behind. Couldn't manage to catch up. So Wheaton Academy looks to not make it 2 in a row on the loss column and instead come out strong against Joliet Central. We'll give you a heads up into what type of team they are here moving forward. Their record right now coming into this game is 2-5. Up front, number 14, Luke Huerta, always a dominant presence near the net. Number 17, near side here is Quinn Partain. On the far end, way over there is Grayson Harris making a run and charge for the ball right now. The two midfielders in the back kind of look similar to each other. That's because they're twins, Seamus and Jack Kilgallen. And then anchored in the backfield, Matt Oster. We have, looking at our current lineup here, Owen Cetron in the far back, Max Dominguez near side. There's a play on the, looks like Luke heads the ball in right away. Play set up with some positive pressure down there on the right-hand side. We'll show you a replay when we get it. I think we got a chance right now. Take a look at how this is drawn up. Grayson sends this in, just trying to center it, and a mix-up between the goalkeeper and the defender. Luke ends up getting a head on the ball and just taps it in just to the far side. So a quick game, or a quick goal for Wheaton Academy as we look to get started off on the right foot. I would say that has happened tonight. We're only 1 minute into the first half, and Warriors find themselves up 1-0. Going to put on a lot of pressure here early, try and increase that lead. There's a cross right in from Joliet Central, and looks like Wheaton Academy did not get a foot on it, so Joliet missed that wide right. So J.D. Gunn, number 0, will take the kick for Wheaton Academy. JD's kick goes to midfield. Luke Huerta able to get a head on it. And Quinn Partain stumbles. Foul is called, so number 21, Jack Kilgallen, will put it back into play. There's Quinn Partain streaking on the right and left side. Tries to cross it over, didn't have quite the angle, and ends up hitting the goal. So tonight is a part of what is called the Pepsi Showdown. This is the 15th year of the Pepsi Showdown's existence. Pepsi Showdown is the brainchild of a man named Joe Trost. Wanted to give him a shout out for sure. I don't know if he'll ever watch this game on the live stream, but for 15 years he's recruited some of the best schools, I would say in Chicagoland area, but I mean it ends up being in Illinois, which is ends up being in the Midwest too. To put it in perspective, Wheaton Academy has won a state championship in the last 4 years, and we have not won the Pepsi Showdown, I believe, in 15 years. 15 years ago today, our goalkeeper coach, Joe Salvaggio, was in the Final Four with his team for the Pepsi Showdown, and it is quite a challenge. There's a cut that was chased down by Max Dominguez, so he sends that out past the goal line. The referee signals a corner kick. So 15 years ago we were in the Final Four, and we have not I don't think we've made it into the finals in recent years. I'm not sure if we've been in the
Field in
finals.
substitution, number 6, Christian Castillo.
Quick substitution coming into the game for Joliet Central. So Warriors had aspirations. They were ranked 5th. That was on WGN. There's a cross in. Nice little chest ball by Joliet Central, but not able to be controlled. And Quinn Partain has it here on the near side. Works his way through, and referee throws up a flag and signals that is a foul on Quinn Partain back earlier past midfield. Well, no, yeah. He's saying it's not a throw-in. It is going to be a physical foul on Quinn Partain. So, Warriors are ranked 5th coming into this. Last week, they ended up playing Lane Tech, a city team. Both teams they played, I think, have about 3,000 or 4,000 people going to their school. They ended up winning that game 3-2 in PKs. They got up 2-1 and gave the lead back 45 seconds later to tie that game up. There's a ball onto the near side here in the corner that was not able to be controlled. So Max Dominguez takes the throw-in. Nice shield with his body and earns himself the foul call. Quinn Partain starts running downfield, saw no defense. The Warriors couldn't get the ball started quick enough, so they'll have to reset, send it back to number 15 in the backfield. That's Eli Lebo. So they won in PKs. There's Owen Cetron on the far side there. Number 12, just so you know numbers. If you see number 9, Grayson Harris, he's up top pressuring the ball right now. Number 8, tracking the ball on the side, that's Matt Oster. So we had to go to PKs, and then I was not at the game, but according to the report, J.D. Gunn made 2 phenomenal saves, and Warriors ended up winning those in PKs 4-3. I'm sure it was a devastating loss to Lane Tech because you don't want to lose the first game in the Pepsi Showdown. Well, that's set up. There's a rolling save by J.D. Gunn. I'm not sure that was even a shot on goal. So they faced off against Waukegan there Saturday evening and ended up going and losing that thing 3-0. I have Daniel Reckenshaw in my advisory group, and he mentioned that their defenders had better touch than we see in a lot of the best players' skill set. Here's a ball sent by Jack Kilgallen up to Quinn Partain. He's sitting there and tries to get a little fancy with it. It looked like he tried to curve that ball with his right foot and skip it around to the far side. Wasn't able to do it. There's 21, Jack Kilgallen, trying to keep it alive. Luke Huerta tries to chase that down as well. And the Warriors are finding themselves kind of hustling back on defense. That's a great ball just to get things stopped by Owen Cetron and get us reset. So with the Pepsi Showdown, what I appreciate about this is a ball sent to the far end goal line there, and number 15 for Wheaton Academy, Eli Lebo, able to clear that. There's a shot, short little touch, but a good touch to that far corner. J.D. Gunn gets on the ground, makes sure that he saves that ball. J.D. Gunn, maybe 6'4", 6'5" right now. Tall man. I know it's hard to see from a distance. J.D. plays two-sport athlete, plays both basketball and soccer. Probably equally as talented in both. J.D. with a kick to midfield. So Pepsi Showdown sets up the teams. They don't allow ties, so that's why they played PKs in the first round. Then we ended up, so it's 64 teams. And we ended up playing a team that had 1 as well, so Waukegan. And so we ended up matching up against the 4th seed. Now, it could have been a little bit better. It wasn't. It's okay. Waukegan is going to give the whole group a run for their money. But we ended up losing that one, and so this game...
Substitution number 9, Jesus Gutierrez.
Another substitution for Joliet Central right now. This game is not a direct correlation between a team that won one and lost one. In fact, Joliet Central has lost both of theirs. Gets me to their kind of common opponent. There's a cross in by Joliet Central, looking for a ball on the ground. No foul call there. Good defense, and Max Dominguez ends up saving that ball near side. Wow, they got that. Looks like a handball call on Joliet Central. So Warriors put the ball down on the ground. There's a bad touch right there by Owen Hardy, but he was able to make up for it. Sends that ball long, far. Looks like it's just going to find the corner of the goal box, so Joliet Central ends up saving it. Nice idea by Owen Hardy in the midfield there, number 10. So Joliet Central ended up losing to Timothy Christian in PKs. This does not equate to anything. Sometimes it's purely matchup. That's a foul call, and that looks like the clock is going to stop there for a second as the referee signals for Owen Hardy to come by, and will issue a yellow card, I'm assuming. Otherwise, it's a very long scolding conversation with no card. And it is. Owen Hardy stays in the game. Referee was very gracious in that moment, and we'll see if that helps us out. There's a cross in to the middle. J.D. Gunn stayed way back in the goal that time. We headed the ball, and referee signals corner kick. That's a dangerous opportunity that we gave Joliet Central there. So Joliet Central loses to Timothy in PKs. We ended up beating Timothy 9-1 in the first game of the season. Now that's everybody's first game of the season. There's J.D. Gunn, and he'll use his height to have no problem with that ball right there. Secures it with two hands, sends everybody along. So head-to-head, it would look like, well, we should beat this team 9-1 if they're relatively tied with Timothy, but I doubt that that's going to happen. And that first goal certainly really helps Wheaton Academy early on to at least give us a buffer zone of and confidence. That ball is kicked out of bounds. That is an improper call, but we're going to let that go. The referee, Jack Kilgallen sent that right off the shin of the Joliet Central player, but throwing given to Joliet Central. Owen Hardy controls the ball, given back to Jack. A couple of weird touches in the backfield. There was another one right there. Wheaton Academy having a hard time controlling the ball for any length of time. Max Dominguez pressures the ball, has to run back to get to his man. Again, Max stabs at the ball and just sends that thing long. Seeing if we can get a little counter action. We've got a little bit of speed up top with Luke Howard and Grayson Harris. Here's Clem Partain following the ball. Coming into the game for Wheaton Academy is John Austriaco. John's coming in for Grayson Harris, which has happened before.
Number 18, John Austriaco.
John Austriaco came in against the Wheaton Warrenville South Tigers, the other game we've live streamed so far, and was quick in his work to follow a shot and then put that thing in the back of the net. So I know the kid can score. We'll see if he comes in and gives us a little energy there as well. Quinn puts the ball on the ground. It's a nice cross considering what Joliet Central had trouble doing before. It's pretty good force behind it. Stayed on the ground. Wanted to see if it skipped around, but it did not. Joliet's still in control, kind of figuring things out, and looks like number 15, that hit the actual flag and then ran out. Number 15 for Wheaton Academy, Elijah Lebo, ends up knocking the ball out of bounds. There's a goal by Joliet Central. So a quick cross in from number 10 from Joliet Central, Guzman, and that was put in the back of the net by, I believe, number 8.
Steal and goal, number 9.
Number 9.
Jesse Gutierrez.
Here's the replay. They kind of have this free opportunity there. It skips right across, and Boy, he one-touched that thing. It was beautiful. Warriors have to find the ball earlier. They can't let that thing skip to the back. I mean, there's not much that JD's able to do. I see him right now just kind of kneeling on the ground. No foul called. I hear Coach Brook yell out, "Sir," in his most polite way of saying that probably should have been something. That was on the far side of the field. So the once comfortable lead of 1-0 is now 12 minutes into the game, 1-1. Wheaton Academy looking to put a little pressure on. Truthfully, after that first goal, we have not had much control over this game. Luke gets a nice step, tries to skip it over his head, able to bring that back in and just misses that thing on the far side. Great opportunity there. Well, it looks like a goal kick for Joliet Central. Here's the replay of this goal. Just off to the right-hand side, missing it. Good opportunity. I like the quick shot. Looks like maybe we can figure it out. We got a couple of subs coming into the game pretty soon for Wheaton Academy. Looks like DJ Polino, number 3, and number 6, Sam Froslid. We'll see who they come in for.
You gotta be on it. Let's go, boys. Come on.
Onto the field for Wheaton Academy, number 6, Sam Froslid, and number 3, DJ Polino.
Joliet Central with the throw-in. Ball is played back to the sweeper. Number 23 for Joliet Central is Ruiz. So if you're just joining us, Warriors scored with 30 seconds into the first half here. We're still in the first half. 11 minutes into the first half, Joliet Central answered. Ball is fed near side here, crossed over by number 10, and another great opportunity for for Joliet Central. Great header opportunity there. Number 10 for Joliet Central has been on the passing side of a couple of great plays, Guzman. So we're going to have to watch out for him as he moves forward. JD Gunn might have to come out a little bit more. Defenders definitely have to mark men and meet the ball in the air. We can't let this thing skip. Looks like Sam Froslid earns himself a little foul. Pressure from behind. So Owen Hardy sets the ball up. It's a good opportunity right at the 50. I'm sure they have a little bit of a set. Here's a short ball right over to Max Dominguez. Probably, skips over. Takes it a couple of extra touches. Tries to feed it into Luke Huerta right there in the middle. Not able to. Owen Hardy able to control things. And Joliet Central almost kicked it out of bounds, but misplayed down there by number 3, DJ Polino. Well, I mean, we would be remiss to not talk about the recent hurricane, Hurricane Irma for sure, with Florida. I know a lot of my friends were in my prayers there recently as that came through and devastated many parts of Florida. It also traveled along the coast, and there's Joliet Central coming down on the near side. Again, that's number 10. Playing around with Max Dominguez. Max able to get a foot in there and put a little pressure on throwing for Joliet Central, and here comes a sub. So it had the path of going up the Carolinas there.
Onto the field for Joliet
and
Central,
Georgia.
number 2, Salvador Rosas, and number 3,
I know
Viveros.
Owen Hardy's grandparents live right there near Charleston. So they were able to make a short trip over here, see a brother of Owen, Sam Hardy, play at Taylor, and I think they were able to see a game there for Owen for what it's worth as well. So I'm glad they were able to escape and visit us for a while. Great family to know. Here's J.D. Gunn way out at the 20, sending the ball to Quinn Partain, able to seal it, but not able to get a good touch on it. So Warriors just need to try and figure out a good way to settle the ball, right? Truthfully, Joliet Central has played a little bit more possession game than us right now. There's a foul by number 15, Eli Lebo. So he retreats back, and the Steelmen get a free kick at the 50. Joliet Central Steelmen. I don't know if any of you have been down to Joliet, but if you go down 59 and where it meets 55, that is a factory hub. I'm sure that's where they're getting their name from, with a steel factory around there. That lights up the night sky. It's quite a sight as you're making your way up or down from northern Illinois to southern Illinois. There's a shot on goal, and J.D. Gunn does the right thing, gets down on the ground for it. It's one thing with J.D., most of the time if it hits his hands, it stays in his hands. Just needs to make sure he finds the ball. So he's going to send this ball long and deep. For all of you tuning in tonight, I appreciate you watching our broadcast instead of Houston taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. There's a header by Luke Huerta, and he's signaling corner kick, but the referee with the yellow shirt gets the final call, and she signaled goal kick. So Warriors on the defensive end. So regardless of the outcome tonight, Warriors will play one final Pepsi Showdown game against a team to be named later. If they win, they end up going 2-1 in the Pepsi Showdown, and they will play another team that is 2-1. There's a misplay by J.D. Gunn, and Joliet Central not able to capitalize. Max Dominguez tracks it down, sends it over to Seamus Kilgallen, and looks like referee has signaled offside, so the ball will be played back. So the way the Pepsi Showdown works, they will balance out the final game with record in the Pepsi Showdown. So if you were 2-1, you will play a team that's 2-1. If you were 1-2, you play a team that's 1-2, and of course 0-3 or 3-0. So that final game is played at McDonald's Field in Oak Brook. Used to be played at Lyons Township, but I know McDonald's has a pretty nice setup over there in Oak Brook. Heard it might be a good day to get out there, well, if you want to see some competition, there are a number of fields where you can watch 64 teams playing. There's a takedown by Owen Hardy. No foul call is called. Play on is signaled, so number 19 for Joliet Central, Zavala, has the ball. There's a simple cross, but it kind of curved to the right and towards the goal. J.D. Gunn wise in his approach, calling off the defender and able to grab it. That's John. I always get them mixed up. I am so sorry. That is John Austriaco on the far side. And he's throwing the ball in right now. That's Seamus Kilgallen, number 22. A little grab of the jersey, play on. Skips it over to Luke. Luke settles it. He's always looking for a quick touch. Quinn Partain, little quick step. And instead of earning the foul, looks like the referee called the foul on him as he ran the guy over, said that the arm was extended. A couple of players getting ready to come back into the game. Number 9, Grayson Harris. Number 23, my advisory group guy, Daniel Rikhenchekov. Looking at the sun has now set. We've got the shadows disappearing and now shadows of the lights overhead coming onto the field. We find ourselves, 20 minutes, 22 minutes into the first half, and Warriors scoring within 30 seconds of the first half. 1-0 for 10 minutes, and then Joliet Central answers on a cross and one-touch goal. The Wheaton Academy's one goal came a little bit with a fluke play. Grayson Harris skipped that thing right across on a cross, and it was misplayed by both the defender and the goalkeeper, and Luke Huerta was able to just head that ball into play. There's Seamus Kilgallen trying to control the ball, giving it to number 6, Sam Froslet. He ends up losing it, but Warriors end up maintaining possession. John Ostriaco on the far side, not able to get good foot on it, so Warriors coming up in the near side with Quinn Partain trying to turn the corner. I can see his lean, does a nice job using his body, and woo, a double-handed push, but wasn't close enough to actually make contact. That was you can tell it's a little chippy over there. Maybe Quinn's getting a little bit frustrated as it's happening, and actually got a little fortunate that maybe contact was not made. Quinn Partain does come out, Grayson Harris replacing him, and Daniel Richenkov is replacing John Ostriaco. Corner kick struck over by Owen Hardy, sent out of bounds, so a throw-in for Wheaton Academy. Owen Hardy also will take the ball. Feeds the ball to Max Dominguez. Not able to get much of a foot on the ball, ends up being deflected. And Warriors just trying to settle things down, take a look at it. A pretty bold aspiration there as Seamus makes a spin move, doesn't look at the goal, and sends it towards the goal. Unfortunately, that's not where the goal was, and that went wide right. So I'm sure that's not in response to it, but Seamus does come out of the game, replaced by his brother, Jack Kilgallen. Want to test this keeper early. One time we actually had an opportunity, we scored on it. We have not put many shots on the goal so far this half. 1-1 with about 15 minutes to play in the first half. Ball sent in by to Luke Huerta, and a tough offsides call. I think they called that on Daniel as he was making a play in. They may have called it on Luke on the far side. Not sure which, but either way, yeah, it does look like that was on Luke. So Joliet Central gets the ball back. In the backfield for Wheaton Academy, Owen Cetron, Eli Lebo, Max Dominguez. It looks like DJ Polino on the far side. Sam Froslet does an unorthodox. The clock stops here for a second. Get off your feet, she says, and she ends up giving Jack Kilgallen the yellow card.
Go ahead, everybody go. Onto the field for the Steelmen, 5, Emilio Martinez, and 18.
Tough call for Wheaton Academy. So Jack Kilgallen has to come out. That's a mandatory rule by Illinois soccer. A yellow card. A yellow card requires him to sub out. Referee confirms with the side official that Jack did indeed sub out. You should probably see Seamus over there and says, wait, he looks pretty similar. Nice play on the ball there, Grayson Harris to Luke, and Luke had a couple of people on the far side there, not able to get the ball. Here's Seamus Kilgallen sending the ball quickly to Daniel And that is the play for Daniel. Daniel's got the speed to get there, and I think I'd like to see a little bit more with that. Talking to Daniel earlier this week, and him just saying, you know, part of his game is to go in strong, trying to outspeed his opponent, make a move, and then get by him. No foul call there as Joliet Central gets in the way of our move there. Coach Brooks getting a little anxious here. A couple of calls not gone our way, and not getting any calls against them right now. There's Owen Hardy on the far side with the ball. Plays that back, and you could see that was way short, so gave the ball right back to Joliet Central. Warriors able to chase it down, but not a lot of movement, just a lot of standing. Seamus sends the ball far side to Grayson Harris, who skips it over. Nothing on the ball. Didn't even get close to anybody coming in. You know, we have Luke on the far side, but wasn't there, and Sam Froslid up top. That didn't get there either. Number 12 for Wheaton Academy. That's Owen Cetron. He's coming up from way back, so it looks like Warriors kind of switched things up for a little bit. Gave Owen a chance to play up, and then now he'll settle back in. Number 8, Matt Oster, is into the game. So he's been anchoring the backfield for Wheaton Academy for a while. So that's where Owen Cetron has been moved up a little bit. So he plays the defensive end on the side of the field. So he's able to make some streaking movements. And Sam Frosley gets tied up, makes a little spin move, and sells the foul call. So Wheaton Academy sends it to the far side. Owen Hardy gets the ball to Luke Huerta. Nothing there. Again, it looks like we get our foot on the ball, and we never get a little umph to get it to the next guy. So Warriors got to find a little energy here. There's a ball by Daniel Radchenkov. Not able to get it. Luke Huerta again tries to get his head on it. The guy has a way of finding the ball. So maybe give him another chance to score a goal here. Matt Oster able to make a stab at it. Owen Cetron backs him up, and Warriors maintaining possession here. Owen Hardy sends it far side to Daniel Radchenkov. Probably looking to make a cross. Does make a cross. Not able to get to Luke. Ends up falling at his feet. And Joliet Central sends the ball out of bounds. So I would guess, yep, Warrior ball on the throw-in. Number 10, Guzman for Joliet Central, looking to come into the game. Good thing that he's out right now, as he has been a force against Wheaton Academy. So this being the 15th year of the Pepsi Showdown, I'll date myself a little bit. That would be my 4th year at Wheaton Academy when this thing came out. And in my 4th and 5th year at Wheaton Academy, I was an assistant coach under a coach named Coach Huber for boys soccer. Dave Underwood took over the girls program for a while. There's a foul call backside Owen Cetron. That's a great spot for Wheaton Academy, so I'm sure they're not going to quick play this thing, set the ball up, see if they can get a shot. So assistant coach for Coach Huber, under him, Dave Underwood, and a now no longer coach but writer and author, good friend Josh Reebok was also a coach during that time. Josh Reebok had a knack for getting a little excited after goals, and so everyone tried to run away from, here's a shot on goal by Seamus Kilgallen, puts it right over the top. Maybe we have the goal angle.
Field for Joliet Central. 10.
We'll see what we can pull off here. Here's that shot.
23.
You can see this ball go right over the top, just missing. Giving you a behind the goal angle with one of our wireless cameras tonight as I impress someone in the press box. So Josh Reebok would get a little too excited after every goal, and so after we scored, we're all on the sideline. Instead of celebrating and running towards each other and high-fiving each other, we would run literally to the corner of the field to get away from Josh Reebok, because if he could catch someone, he had some beefy, massive arms, and he would just shove the heck out of you until you hit the ground. And of course, he was just like a big dog that you have around the house that gets a little too excited and jumps up on top of you. And you know he loves you, but man, does that hurt. That was a little bit of Josh Reebok's love during that time. So during that span of time, though, Wheaton Academy ended up getting third place in the state of Illinois state championship. And that is just one of those times. I got a medal to show you. But it's one of those times where, again, the Pepsi Showdown is so good that we got third place in that and fourth place in the Pepsi Showdown. The year we ended up winning state here a couple years back for Wheaton Academy, we ended up getting third or fourth place in the Pepsi Showdown, win state. So we're playing against some of the biggest schools there are, and not only the biggest schools, but the best competition too. Always, whatever game you're in after the first round will always be a good game here in the Pepsi Showdown. It's proven tonight in a 1-1 contest so far. Owen Hardy tried to play that up to Owen Setron, but ended up going a little bit too close to the goal, and the goalkeeper able to make a save. So with 8:38 left to play in the first half, Warriors had a 1-0 lead with 30 seconds into that game, and right now, it is 1-1 with Joliet Central able to score about 10 minutes into the first half. Everything settled back down. Both teams maybe haven't had the shots that they wanted on goal. Joliet Central probably playing a little extra strategy. They've been playing well up top. There's a foul call against Joliet Central, so it'll be a free kick
Joliet
for
Central substitution back in the game. Braulio Guzman, 17 for the Warriors. Quinn Partain.
The substitution has to come back in. That is not a actual. That is not a throw-in. That's a free kick. So the referee signals that we have to do that again. Matt Oster delivering the ball to Owen Setron. A little note about Owen Setron there, number 9. Number 12? I'm sorry. Number 9 right there is Grayson Harris. Owen Setron's back in the backfield here. Owen Setron ended up, I believe, is honorable mention All-State for guys tennis. He and Ty Krill, about a 6'8" tennis player, did enough to earn themselves, I believe, a top 16 finish in state, which has only happened one other time at the guys' level, about 12 years ago. A duo by the name of Will Phillips and Chris Lewis ended up being honorable mention All-State. And it's been that long since we've had a duo that high up. Here's a play. Grayson Harris doing a nice job fighting around. 23 would not let go the entire time. Of course, Grayson luring him into that foul. So ball is played here at the 47-yard line of the football field. Matt Oster going to take this free kick. Looks like Warriors are lining up near the far side. The clump all over there. We'll see how it plays. Try and get a head on the ball. Nice ball delivered. And it looks like an offsides call immediately called on that kick. So they must have lined up, and Joliet Central kind of walked up right at the last second, or probably just a little bit of a mistake on our part not being able to see that. 5:40 left to play in this first half. Very important game for the Warriors. Wheaton Academy doesn't want to play a 1-2 team in the Pepsi Showdown if they don't have to on Saturday. They'd rather play a 2-1 team for multiple reasons. Number one, it means more. You place higher. Number two, the teams that are winning those games are going to be your better teams towards the end of the season as well, and that will look great on our sectional, so to speak, report card, as we would have a match against one of these big schools again. So I'm pretty sure Joliet Central's once again another big school Wheaton Academy has found themselves playing some of these larger schools. There's a shot on goal. 20 made a great move, found the ball at his feet. I'm not sure if he knew how much time he had. Skipped that thing over, and he just kept the ball on the deck the whole time. Seamus Kilgallen, number 22. I think that ball was meant for Sam Froslid, not able to find him. Sam kind of shrugged his shoulders. Is that for me? Nice sunset setting on Wheaton Academy Performance Trust Field here, Thursday, September the 14th. Owen Sutron able to track that ball down. Gets the ball to Grayson Harris. Excellent touch around his defender and sends the ball to Quinn Partain. Oh, and Quinn Partain called for the offsides call. So Warriors being sent back a couple of times. Looked like it was almost perfectly timed, just not able to find that last moment. Misplayed by Joliet Central, so throw in for Wheaton Academy. 3:20 left to play in this first half. UVA ball settles down, but it does not. Joliet Central with a shot on goal. J.D. Gunn with an excellent save and not able to follow up. Oh, number 25 for Joliet Central, Alua Adalpe, and number 20 then as well. Not able to finish. Great save by J.D. One time he couldn't hold on to the ball, and an opportunity wasted by Joliet Central. Hopefully Warriors finish this half. 2:40 left, strong. Nice little moves by Grayson Harris. Couldn't pick his head up to see anything there and ends up losing the ball. Misplayed by Quinn Partain, trips over the guy, and so a free kick is called. No card. Wheaton Academy live streamed the football game last week. Have a very large team helping us do that. Football is away this week and is away next week. I believe the next home or the next foul call by in Joliet Central, so Owen Sutron takes the free kick. 1:55, plenty of time left. See if they can settle down, get a little control here. So we won't see them for 2.5 weeks, and I believe they play Glenbard South when we see them next. Joliet Central speed starting to hurt us a little bit. Wheaton Academy's lack of touch pass in the middle also hurting us. Haven't had much of a middle presence this half. A lot of stuff playing on the side, playing down the wings, but no control in the middle. So we need to find someone like an Owen Hardy, a Quinn Partain, a Seamus Kilgallen, a Sam Froslid to settle us down so that we can start to generate some opportunities starting from the middle and moving forward. Not happening so far tonight. 50 seconds left, if you can see that. Ball, another offsides call by the referee. Try and show you if we get a chance to see how close this is. Here's the replay here. So ball sent by Grayson Harris, and you see Quinn Partain, just with that half step, he may have been there at the start, but it looks like probably that's a good call. Far side official has been watching it the whole time. In fact, that's really what the far side official is supposed to do, so we're not going to argue with that call. Did look like he was close to offsides for sure. So that's going to be something of a discussion point for Coach Brook going into half. 5 seconds left. Warriors aren't going to even take the kick here out of the goal. So 1-1, an early goal and a response by Joliet Central 10 minutes later and Wheaton Academy finds themselves tied.
The first half scores 1-1. I'd like to remind you that the concession stand is open for your snacking pleasure with lots of delicious treats. Now being serviced by award-winning Bon Appetit Management Company, featuring a delicious slow-roasted
Our camera operators for today are Cliff Anderson and Gwen Hadessa.
We also have a great selection of other snacks and cold beverages.
Editor for today, Jared Casper. Give you a chance to see that beautiful sunset. A couple of streaks in the sky, making for a really pretty night. So we'll leave you on this shot for a little bit, and I'll return back about a minute and a half left in the halftime to rejoin you.
That body's a blessing, girl. Ain't trying to pressure her. She messed with the temperature, hard over song, but I am the messenger. Through the metropolis, there is no stopping this. Flowers and kisses, yeah. I heard you like chocolate. Light up the candles, tune up this channel. The ride of your life, girl. My room is Orlando. She the man, though. How much can you handle? I go commando. The body's so blanco. And I'm about to dive in it straight to the bottom. There is no topping this. I'm like to drop on your man if you poppin' it, baby. I fall for these tropical ladies. I know that she wavy, she naughty, she crazy, she got it all on me. The road is wide open and crawling. I flow like a Lambo, my booze a Bugatti. I live like a movie, young opportunist. Used to make changes to hang with the coolest, but now I'm the coolest. That do that will do it, that do will fuel the movement. Watch as I do this. I'm good in my lane, though. I'm head in my hand, and lane, though. On top of my game, yo. On top of my game, play with the name, though. I'm grateful. Thank you for the things you do and say to keep me faithful. Thank you for the time you take to keep my heart from danger. Funny how when strangers stepped in, made up all these changes for the better. Ooh baby, yeah, I'm grateful. Grateful. Ooh baby, yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Ooh baby, yeah, I'm grateful. Grateful. Ooh baby, yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful, ooh baby, I don't really do this, but Bruce G be the dude to remove the bluff. Think shit wanna talk like she knew what's up. Every time I step in, they say who the what. The world of how I'm fly, niggas fear the ground. My chick 10-10, she can stare the sound from miles away. Hello, felt kind of gay. Now goodbye, feel like a tidal wave. You must be 3 if you ain't the one. Some no 3 words to replace the sun. Little girl, you make the run. Little girl, you make the run. You must be 3 if you ain't the one. No 3 words to replace the sun. Little girl, you make them run. Little girl, you make them run. Trust never tripping up. Love ever living up. Never had to flex with you. Yeah, fresh, catch the bus, get to hit you up. Got me on street out. Just press 1 if you really need green now. Press 4 if you miss me. Press 3 and out. You know I've had a lot on my plate, and I can't keep you off of my brain. So tell me why I ask myself every day, what do I do to cope with the pain? Without the music I would go insane, but without you I can't breathe the same. Can't figure out how to keep finding myself saying
Please clear the field for the players now. Thank you very much. Appreciate your cooperation.
Let's go, boy! Come on, run down, boy!
take a look at this goal here. So right here, I believe this is Grayson Harris. As he works his way over, this is what he did last game too. It just didn't skip through. This defender and the keeper will meet. And here's Luke going to follow up the ball. And a lot of times in soccer, the first touch never gets you. Here's Luke following up, puts the ball, just kind of just dwindles right in the back of the net there. And again, that was 30 seconds or 1 minute into the game. And from there, we haven't been down, but it's almost like we got that one too quickly. And we didn't have the same aggression going into it. So Warriors coming back, getting ready. There's Owen Hardy sending the ball right to Grayson Harris, who's got a nice touch, and that ball was sent out wide. Official calls out for a corner kick. Correct call there. So Quinn Partain runs over to the corner. So does Grayson Harris, and Joliet Central looking to maybe play the short ball. Does not. Ends up feeding it back, and outstanding opportunity. Just missed that chance. So welcome back if you're just joining us.
No turn! No turn!
Shot opportunity by Quinn Partain just kind of got deflected by those defenders. So Warriors got nice pressure in this first half, or second half, early. That's DJ Polino, number 3, coming here towards the near side. Got called for the foul, so the Joliet Central Steelman send that ball long. Grayson Harris chases it down, gets a little touchy there. No foul called. The game is soccer there. Good stab by DJ there. And Grayson Harris. Grayson's probably doing the best job tonight. I've seen it go back and forth with a number of our players, but tonight Grayson's got the best touch on the ball to control it for us and then send it somewhere. There's DJ Polino, sends it to Seamus Kilgallen. Nice easy touch. Great cross to absolutely no one. Quinn Partain did not make that cut. Maybe didn't anticipate that ball going that far. Didn't think he could get it in the first place. Warriors with a free kick there, right around the 37, 38 yard line.
He's just showing off now.
Yeah. He's like, I know you're stressed about the game.
There's a punch stab there by the keeper. Maybe even hit his player. Owen Hardy not able to control it, so Warriors trying to get settled back down. Quinn Partain, little misstep. Luke Huerta ends up getting the ball again. That left foot, dangerous. There's Quinn Partain on the far side. Skips that thing off, tries to just get in the way, and ends up being a distraction enough to earn a throw-in for Wheaton Academy. Luke Huerta doing a great job each game. I don't know what our leading scorer is, who the leading scorer is, but from what I've seen in the last 4 or 5 games, Luke has always been ready up top. I'll tell you, Quinn Partain playing against Fenton last week Tuesday. Warriors won 3-1. Quinn had 3 goals in the first 12 minutes. There's a cross by. We'll find out who that cross is by, but that's Grayson Harris finishing the ball. able to one-touch that ball right in the back of the far back side of the net. Here's the replay here for a second. So ball comes in, looks like probably well, that might have been Luke Huerta who gave that assist. Grayson Harris with an excellent finish. Keeper didn't come out fast enough, didn't know he had to, and boy, a great 5 minutes of play. That is exactly what Coach Brook wanted. He kind of comes out on the edge of the bench, squats down, go Warriors. He wants these 2 minutes. In soccer, I know, we preach this all the time when we were coaching. You know, the 2 minutes after a goal for both sides, you know, that's the moment where you can get another goal. You know, when Wheaton Academy beat Lane Tech in PKs, they went up 2-1 and within 90 seconds gave up that goal. So that 2-minute rule applies a lot of times here. We're going to see if they can maintain the pressure. But for these past 5 minutes, Wheaton Academy has had consistent pressure, maybe 3 shots on goal, a couple of free kicks, and a great finish by Grayson Harris to give the Warriors a 2-1 lead here early in the second half. Warriors are 6-3. They lost to Geneva, Cuyahoga Valley from Ohio, and then just last Tuesday they lost to Waukegan. Waukegan up in that North Shore, the suburbs way up there. I mean, about probably 5 or 10 minutes away from Great America. That's how far away they had to travel. I know the guys, they were on the bus for a while. That's tough traffic going up there at the time that they did. It's a pretty good shot on goal, deflected there by Eli Lebo, number 15. Ball manages to get at Quinn Partain's feet. Nice little stutter step there. Passes to a defender. Takes the ball on the left side and tries to cut it in the middle. Feeds the ball to Luke Huerta. Tries to get to it. Keeper does a nice job coming on the ground. Cleats first. Probably a good strategy. That'll slow down any defender. Grayson almost with that takeaway. Just couldn't get to it. And Joliet Central on the move. Nice little crisscross scissors pattern there, number 2. And Oster has nothing to do but send the ball out. I like calling out some of these names. Matt Oster, among a few guys that have worked their magic in both athletic and fine arts experiences. Matt Oster, a dancer and actor in last year's spring musical, The Little Mermaid. No call, as the official is just kind of talking to everyone. Everyone stops except for Joliet Central, and put a pretty good shot on the goal. JD not able to have any problem with it, but here's Luke Huerta, and the defender calls the offsides, and then the official called right after that. The defender, if you see that happen, a lot of times you know that the defense has a pattern of pulling forward quickly to expose that one offensive guy down there. In that case, it was Luke Huerta. So, but they've practiced it. They make the call quickly because they know what they've earned, and they got to communicate it. Otherwise, it's really bad, and it's a good opportunity for the offense team. Here's number 2 for Joliet Central. Ball's cleared out there by number 12, Owen Setron. Still able to follow the ball. A couple of extra touches his way, and Quinn Partain, foot on the ball, gets the ball. Owen Hardy, and here's the middle of the field. This is what we need Warriors to own, and instead of holding the ball and going up the middle there, he sends the ball and just didn't get enough on it towards the midfield. So Warriors playing defense again, chasing down their guys. Oh, and a misplay by Joliet Central leaves a one-on-one with a defender for Luke Huerta. We'll see if he gets a quick touch He loves that left foot. We're going to see if he needs to pull that back. No, keeps on going further. Joliet Central did a great job of being flat on him, not giving him any opportunity. Here's the counter, though. Quinn Partain coming near side. We got to just give up the idea of getting a shot and putting the ball across the net and getting an opportunity. But a corner kick called for Wheaton Academy, as it looks like Grayson Harris and Quinn Partain are near. Coach Brook calls out, nope, let's send it long. Grayson Harris puts it on the net. Defense gets ahead on the ball and clears it out. Warriors find themselves sprinting back into play. It's a nice stab there. I believe that's Owen Setrin, and then he earns himself a foul call. So Warriors get the ball on the 25-yard line there, and this is a good opportunity. It's just like a corner kick for the different angle, and Warriors work on set plays all the time. Coach Brick gives out the call. Call out a number here, looking for a certain move. The official blows her whistle, says, let's settle down. Signals stoppage of the clock. And now she's having a conversation with Quinn Partain. Again, I've seen more conversations tonight than I've seen in normal soccer here, where she'll stop the clock and then talk to them instead of giving them a card. I think everyone knows how to play the game, so I've always been under the assumption that if a foul is called, it's not worth a conversation. It's worth a card or it's worth a foul call. So, and I don't think that was card worthy. But
number 23 checks back.
No need to teach them how to play. I think that's the job of the coach. I think we're just asking for to call the game consistently. So nothing against any of the officials. I just particularly like when officials make the call instead of talk to my players. I was a basketball coach for a long time, and they tried to use that time to explain rules. There's a punt by Seamus Kilgallen that goes over the protective net behind the goal, and a goal kick awarded to Joliet Central. So if you're looking for things to do in the upcoming couple of weeks, Wheaton Academy has a live stream coming up next Tuesday. We're playing Plainfield North, I believe, for boys soccer, and we are going to live stream that game next Tuesday. We're going to live stream volleyball for the first time this year. There's a nice play on the ball. Luke Herrera just not able to get his foot on that finish. Chased down here by Daniel Rickenchenkov, and a throw-in awarded to Joliet Central here. The Warriors just trying to stave off a little pressure. Eli Lebo in the backfield there with Matt Oster and Owen Setrin, and near side here is DJ Polino, playing a lot of minutes this game. Owen Setrin and Jack Kilgallen there in the middle, and up front 1, 2, 3 is Seamus Kilgallen in the middle, Quinn Partain on the far side, Daniel Radchenkov here in the short side, and Luke Huerta is just always in the front, sprinting. Didn't come out of the game yet, so if he can last, he will be out there. I received word earlier at halftime from one of the players, Olivia Ham, that the Warrior Tennis beat Ileana Christian tonight. That is a conference opponent, and I'm pretty sure that gets the Warrior girls to a record of 7-0. They finished second in the Wabanzi Valley Invitational against some big schools, all big schools, and that was one of those. I used to coach tennis where if we came in fourth and played well, that was going to be a good year. We play a lot of big schools. When you have to argue in the sectional like soccer does, like tennis does, you have to convince people of how good you are. It doesn't matter if you're undefeated if you don't play anybody good. So there's a level of conference ownership and pride. And right now the Warriors are undefeated in both guys soccer and girls tennis. And then there's the let's play some competition, which is where this comes into play, the Pepsi Showdown. The Pepsi Showdown, again, if you're joining us, this is the 15th year in the Pepsi Showdown under the leadership of Joe Trost. And what I appreciate about Joe, when I was coaching with Chip Huber had and Chip, now the athletic director at Cornerstone University, shout out to that school. I've had a lot of law graduates go there. Joe had no trouble working with Chip over an initiative we had with World Vision to bring nets to Zambia, and Chip has taken that initiative to Cornerstone and does an outstanding job calling it Night for Nets, and really has covered, I'm sure, thousands and thousands of beds in Africa, trying to keep people away from mosquitoes so that they don't get malaria, which is a huge issue down there still. But Joe has always been in full support of some of these initiatives, and just a great humanitarian. One of the initiatives I remember doing before was a shoe drive, and so a lot of soccer players would bring their old shoes. You could understand how they would go through pairs of shoes often enough, and those shoes, I had the privilege of being able to go to Zambia twice with our school project lead or groups, and we were able to drop those shoes off with real people. Here's a play on the ball. Luke Herrera just gets his knee under it just a little bit, lifts the ball in the air for a three-point field goal, and no goal for soccer. That was a nice ball delivered, I believe, by Seamus Kilgallen right there in the middle. Here's a replay there. A little pass to Luke, and Luke, again, loves that left foot, just got under it just a tad. Immediately looked over to the side because they've gotten called for those offsides calls so often. I think that's in his head. Here's Owen Hardy controlling the ball here. DJ Polino coming up from the the near side defense here. Central tries to get a little extra in play just in case you missed it. Gwen Hadessa is our camera operator up there with Cliff Anderson. And editing tonight is Jared Casper, one of our frequent editors. Wheaton Academy live streams a lot of our sporting events, but also ends up live streaming all of our chapels. Working closely with our tech director, Miss Rachel Burek, who does an outstanding job over there in the Fine Arts Center, has helped a number of times with our live streams here for football and basketball, and we often like to use her expertise when she offers it. But we live stream every chapel, and if you want to see a chapel speaker, you just need to go to livestream.com/WA-Live-Video. There is a link on our homepage. There's a play back to the keeper. Since that was our foot that passed it back, J.D. Gunn not able to pick the ball up and has to send that out wide and long. On our homepage up top left, there's a button for our Instagram, Twitter, YouTube pages, Facebook page, and then our live stream page as well. And our live stream has all of our fine arts events that have been happening over there in the Fine Arts Center, and then our chapels. And our team is able to provide you with all the coverage. Our team shifts around. We have about 12 to 15 people at any given time during the year that will cycle in and out. It's part of our new initiative. Our team, WA-TV, is coupling with what we call Studio 22. Studio 22, our newest area in the school, produces WA-TV News, and every week we produce a new episode. If you want to see any of those episodes, they're on YouTube and then also advertised through Facebook. They give weekly announcements. Along with that, a couple of great stories that the student news reporters put together. Trying to get a story next week on a guy by the name of Edward Jiang, who has a phenomenal story to tell about a bike accident and how God's mercy saved him from that, but also the community that kind of supported him through that process. Look forward to that testimony happening. DJ Polino plays it off, and a throw-in for Wheaton Academy signaled, giving the ball to Owen Hardy here. The WATV News is only in the second episode. Luke Huerta really works, able to get a touch on the ball. It's a center cross, and that did not pan out well for Wheaton Academy, so goal kick is signaled, but looking for a little consistency in the YTV News, and then along with that, trying to get more volunteers. So if you know anybody at Wheaton Academy that is a student, there's a play on the ball. Luke Huerta able to settle it. There's his left foot going a little extra. If he could put that on the goal, we have a good chance of following up. Just got underneath it. So, if you know anybody that is though available to help, we're always looking for student volunteers to be camera operators. We want to do a lot of games, and so it's hard for all of our students to do all of the games. Next week, again, looking at boys soccer and girls volleyball. And it just takes a team. It takes a big team to put these efforts in. My name is Matt Hockett. I'm commentating tonight. Sometimes I edit, produce, and direct what's going on. But you can always email me at mhockett, Hockett, at wheatonacademy.org to comment, to suggest something, to let me know what you like and what you don't like, where you're listening from. I got a text message last week from someone at Taylor University saying they were listening. I know a grandparent in Texas that always consistently listens. And then, of course, students and teachers that aren't able to get to this game. There's a shot and just left. Warriors need to settle down a little bit and try and maintain this pressure. The pressure on the our end means that we don't have to play defense, and getting a little lax, and that shot was too close. But love to hear where you're from. There's a nice touch on the ball. Here's John Austriaco. Ends up being tripped, and I bet the official's going to give a yellow card because I don't think there is anybody between the goal. Yeah, she signals a stoppage of the clock. I don't think there was anybody between the goal and that. We got a replay of this if you want to see it for a second. Working with Jared Casper, our editor, is doing a great job giving us some of these replay shots today. Here's the foul. There is absolutely no one. What she's asking right now is, was there anyone between the play and the goal? So I believe the rule is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a red card, which is what Coach Brook is talking about. So if that's a red card, that's going to send someone out of the game and make them play shorthanded. They may just call this a common foul, or they may give a yellow card. So we're going to see what the official says here. Produces the yellow card, sends the guy out. That's number 7 for, that's Villa.
Brian
Villalobos
gets the yellow card, comes out of the game.
So he will have to be subbed out. Either way, it's a great opportunity here for Wheaton Academy.
Number 6, Christian Castillo.
So you see 3 people gathered around the ball for Wheaton Academy. So they have 3 different options. They can take the ball and go left. They can go right. They'll step over the ball and they'll either send it short right, short left, or they'll put a shot on the goal too. You can see the follow-up coming on the far side here. And this is all called on by Coach Brook with a number right here. 1, 2, 3. There's a shot, and it's just wide and over the top.
Into the game, 9, Grayson Harris, 6,
And there's a replay of the yellow card. You can thank Jared Casper for that later on. Boy, that's insult to injury number 7. Sorry we didn't give you that shot on goal. So a goal kick awarded to Joliet Central. Great job meeting the ball in the air that time by Jack Kilgallen, number 21. Warriors going to try and keep the pressure on. I saw a number of subs come into play, so I'll shout them out as they come into vision. Sam Froslid, number 6, is up there near the 50-yard line. Blonde hair. Grayson Harris and Luke Huerta right here on top. Quinn Partain on the far side there next to Sam Froslid. In the middle, kind of shifted right in the middle of the field right there, number 10. Owen Hardy, number 21, near the back. That's Jack Kilgallen. Looks like we have number 15, Eli Lebo. DJ Polino still in the game. And on the far side, I believe that's Matt Oster still. So Wheaton Academy with a lineup that has, looks like it's yielding still mostly starters here. Trying to increase the lead from 1 to 2. There's a short ball. He had play on a short hop. Couldn't get to it in the air and then just had to get low. That's good athletic move by J.D. Gunn. Sends the ball long. Quinn Partain trying to play a miss header and it doesn't get anything out of it. Of course, it goes out of bounds, so Wheaton Academy does get the ball back. Not willing to meet JD's kick in the air a lot of times, which during percussion protocol stages, I certainly wouldn't want that either. I could imagine that jostling my brain for a while. So Wheaton Academy tries to play it off the ground or see how the other team plays it. There's Sam Froslin. Nice cutback. Sends it to Owen Hardy. Sets up. There's a shot low on goal and just on the right-hand side. Outstanding opportunity set up by Sam Froslid. Sent to Owen Hardy. And I like that low shot. We've seen too many go over the top of the field post or field goal post. So there's that low drive just off to the right-hand side. Looks like keeper was in proper position. So it would have been difficult to score either way, but a great shot and opportunity for the Warriors. Here's Owen Hardy on the near side there. Sends the ball to Polino, who sends the ball even deeper, and that's going back to J.D. Gunn, who can't play and pick the ball up. So a little tense moment there as Quinn let the ball come to him, but he's able to maintain control for a little bit of time. There's only 15:22 left to play in this second half. If you're joining us, we got a goal in the first 30 seconds. Joliet Central tied it up with 10 minutes into the first half. And then Wheaton Academy got their second goal about 5 minutes into the second half off of a great cross by Luke Huerta and follow and finish by Grayson Harris. Pretty consistent play up top over these last few games. There's a shot on goal. J.D. Gunn hits the deck. And controls it. So Warriors up 2-1 here with under 15 minutes left to play in this game. A victory for Wheaton Academy tonight brings their record to 7-3. Even better for Wheaton Academy, a victory. There's a handball called on Joliet Central, so the Warriors will get the ball on the 40-yard line. A victory gets them a 2-1. They get to play a team that's 2-1 in the Pepsi Showdown. Again, we said there's 64 teams in the Pepsi Showdown, so a lot of effort to play teams along similar competition levels. I don't know if you followed any of this on Facebook, but Warriors were announced as the 5th seed in the Pepsi Showdown, which is absolutely insane to be ranked high in this thing. We've said the competition's amazing.
Number 7, Brian Villalobos, and 14, Emilio Miranda.
So we the 5th seed played the 4th seed on Tuesday against Waukegan. 0-0 at halftime and then end up losing 3-0 at the end of the game. This thing's kind of unraveled quickly. Big difference between playing a 2-1 team and a 1-2 team for Wheaton Academy. We will get a team that certainly will push us, especially if you want to play these games. You want to play good competition, so winning means something. Out for the first time, Luke Huerta subbing out. Coach Brook gives him a handshake walking out. Maybe that's the end of it. Maybe we'll see what happens. Up top to replace him, Seamus Kilgallen. Right now, Joliet Central is 0-2 in the Pepsi Showdown. There's a missed play by Grayson, but he does end up catching the ball. Quinn Partain looking to cross it. Missed play by the keeper and a follow.
Wheaton Academy goal! Number 22, Seamus Kilgallen.
A follow by number 21, I believe. I think it's Jack Kilgallen.
Was it Jack?
Mm-hmm. We'll take a look at the replay again just to confirm and see what we've got going on here. So Quinn Partain sends us off to from the far side. Yeah, definitely Jack Kilgallen, number 21, finishes that ball in a awkward, weird way, but in the back of the net, which counts as a goal. 3-1 Wheaton Academy with 12:26 left to play. TJ loses his balance.
Correction on that last goal. It was Jack Kilgallen, number 21, who scored. Onto the field for the Warriors, number 9, Grayson Harris.
Well, there's the buffer zone you want, and that happened right after they sub Luke out. So fresh legs up top, maybe different matchup up top. You're not going to get anything over JD Gunn. So that was a misplay by Joliet Central. Put the ball in the air there. You want to keep it lower to the deck and cross that. Does a nice job on corner kicks. Having to come way out, you could see it was weirdly misplayed because that ball was right on the red line. Not exactly sure if he could pick it up. Didn't know if he had to kick it. And so thankfully bounced off Joliet Central offensive guy's body and then a goal kick awarded. So both these teams will play on Saturday in Pepsi Showdown. All games in the Pepsi Showdown are going to be at the McDonald's Fields in Oak Brook. You can Google that. You can also check out and Google Pepsi Showdown. I'm not sure what the exact web address is, but it tells you a lot of the teams, the history of the program, run by Joe Trost. And again, only great things about Joe is he's set up these teams to play. We've been in for all 15 years, and there's not one year that we've considered stepping away because the level of competition that Joe has recruited has been phenomenal for us as a school. So the Warriors looking to go 7-3 and really into the meat of the conference season after this. Plainfield North will not be a conference opponent on Tuesday, and then we end up having to play Riverside Brookfield, I believe, away this year. The two better schools in our conference last year, so I'm not going to judge them this year, but last year was Riverside Brookfield and Fenton. There's a play down the near side here to Grayson Harris, number 9. Send it to the far post, and it ends up hitting the post. Misses things by inches. We'll show you the replay really quick, and I'll give you a heads up if things get pretty close to the far side. So here's Grayson all alone. Puts it past the keeper, does a great job, and just misses. Hits the post pretty square on and sends that thing straight back. Excellent opportunity there for the Warriors. Great control there by Jack Kilgallen. Fighting off 3 defenders. Touches it to Sam Frozet. Pulls it back. Gives it to Jack. Oh, my goodness. Offside called. Maybe just that slight touch. Everything was so tight in there. I'll show you the replay. So Jack gives it to Sam, who immediately grabs it, pulls it back, sends it over. So there's that 1/2 step. It's a great call by the official. Just barely mistimed. Would have been a goal for sure. As that was nice footwork by both Jack and Sam. So Joliet Central with the ball. 8:38 left to play here in the second half. Thank you for joining us tonight. Our next live stream broadcast is going to be boys soccer again next Tuesday, followed up by girls volleyball, and then hopefully we'll get you a football game here soon. All of our sports kind of go through a rotation, if possible. Depends on network access around campus as we try and work things out. But shout out to Bob Vishnoff and Zach Stolter. Working really hard. Throwing Chris Felinski into that group too. Working hard in the off season for school called summer vacation, and able to bump up the speed of our network, give you some opportunity to see not only the live stream on YouTube, but also on Facebook Live. So I know some of you joining on one or the other. All the games, I believe the way Facebook Live runs, you can watch a game up till 2 hours in length. So if the game or our live stream lasts longer than 2 hours, there's a couple of misplays by Wheaton Academy. Gives the ball to Joliet Central here into the box, but great play by Owen Stetron to just slow things down, flatten out. Even a corner kick here, not a problem. And Owen ends up fighting the ball back, sending it out here to the 25. Good pressure by Wheaton Academy, and Wheaton Academy gets control here. So YouTube will save all of our videos in their full length. Here's a pass all the way down the field to Luke Herrera. The keeper thought about coming out. No chance. Ooh, physical play there. Bumps Luke off the ball. Grayson thought about one touching off of that half volley, but chooses not to. A couple of pushes both ways. Didn't look like one deserved one and a call and not the other. So, but referee signals stopped play, gives the ball to Joliet Central. So our live streams of the football games and the previous soccer game are on YouTube. Also try and compile at least a simple highlight video for these types of games. Hope to bring you our first volleyball one then next week. Studio 22. Ooh, nice touch there. Just couldn't get, as Quinn just tried to touch the ball, he wasn't able to take enough momentum off of that to bring the ball back down. So Studio 22 and WA TV give you this broadcast again tonight. My editor, again, Jared Casper, giving you all the replays and switching your shots for you. Up top for the two cameras, Gwen Hadessa and Cliff Anderson. My name's Matt Hockett. My email, mhockett@wheatonacademy.org. You can find, you can email me and give me a chance to hear your feedback. Tell me where you're coming and listening from. Looks like Matt Oster didn't talk to for a second. Not sure if it's maybe it was blood, maybe bloody nose she thought or something. I'm not sure. It didn't look like he was involved in anything there. But let us know where you're listening from. Share this out with people. Share the link to your family. Of course, we do this for not only the parents and grandparents that can't see the games. Friends often tune in. We have coaches, college coaches that have looked at this live stream. We do it for the players to get their exposure, try and get them seen as much as they want. We have a number of players. In fact, that packet of people right there, that's Quinn Partain, Owen Hardy, and Grayson Harris. All three of them recently went to Taylor University, and I believe all three committed on the same day to Taylor University to play for their soccer program. So good to see a lot of these guys taking it to the next level. There's a thought of a bicycle kick. Chose not to. and Joliet Central controls it here in the midfield. Only 4:03 left to play in this game, so it doesn't matter how much control they have. They need to push the ball, and that's what ended up happening this time. A little push in the back, trying to push it a little bit too hard. So Wheaton Academy, I'm sure, is going to slow it down. Every dead ball is going to last 15, 20 seconds. It's the way the sport is. It allows it, so we will milk the clock a little bit. Nice play by Luke Huerta back to Quinn Partain, who sends the ball. Tries to get it to Seamus Kilgallen, doesn't. Weird foul call on Seamus, and so Joliet gets the ball back here with 3:25 left to play. They're going to be in overdrive here, trying to push the ball. Wheaton Academy is going to do the opposite, just try and stall things out at this point. Settle back a little bit more on defense. Coach Brook pacing on the sideline, not willing to say this game's over, and a shot that is just on the fingertips of J.D. Gunn. He used all 6'5" of his frame to grab that, and basketball skills came into play. We'll call that a rebound tonight for J.D. Great job in the goal for Wheaton Academy. As
Says goal side!
sorry, we're looking at a streaming issue on one of the ends. I'm not sure if it was YouTube or Facebook, so we apologize for any kind of stoppage in the stream for you. We try and get that back as fast as we could. I think we've managed to do so. So with 1:50 left to play in this game, 3-1 lead. Looks like Wheaton Academy is going to be able to pull off this victory and go to 7-3 on the season. 2-1 in the Pepsi Showdown, and we'll play on Saturday. I can't give you a time right now, but we'll play against another opponent that is also 2-1. This is exactly the outcome Coach Brick wanted at the beginning of the game. Good effort by his players, and truthfully, quite a game by Joliet Central. Told you earlier that they played Timothy to PKs, and again, it was first game of the season for Timothy and first game for us, but we beat Timothy 9-1. So this outcome for Joliet Central is really impressive based on kind of a head-to-head opponent. So they got to be pleased with their effort here. It's a tough drive for them. Man, they got to go far away. Here's Luke Huerta here's a foul call. They're going to pull the ball back, say that Luke earned himself a foul there with 40 seconds left to play. They called to pull the ball back. Wheaton Academy is going to sit on it for a second. He'll probably send it up the middle. Matt Oster kind of looking at things, will send the ball long. Get it as far away as he can. Played back into the middle of the field. And the ball sent out of bounds. So that should do it for the night. Wheaton Academy with 15 seconds left and the throw-in. We will possess the rest of this game. Goes to 7-3. Appreciate you tuning in. There's a foul, but a little too late as the clock winds down to 00. So join us next week as the Warrior soccer team takes on Plainfield North, and then later in the week as Wheaton Academy will live stream the Warrior girls volleyball match. Try and throw you a couple of replays here towards the end here after we show you a few handshakes and give you a chance to see these goals one more time.
On behalf of the Wheaton Academy staff, head coach Jeff Brook, athletic director Kevin Lovers, and head of school Dr. Gene Frost, we thank you for coming out and supporting the Wheaton Academy soccer program. Safe travels on your way home, and good night.
I'll show you this goal that's coming up here. So this goal, I believe, is our second goal. And you're going to see the ball played off to the corner. Here, Luke Huerta grabs the ball to a streaking Grayson Harris, who one touches the ball into the back of the net. Outstanding job by Grayson to finish, which really sealed the deal for Wheaton Academy. That was a dagger against Joliet Central. And let's just see the third goal for a second here. This third goal played out to Quinn Partain. And if you remember here, this is what was the buffer zone goal. Keeper couldn't hold on to it, and Jack Kilgallen follows it in a weird kind of falling down left-footed kick to finish that into the back. So, nice job. Nice job by Wheaton Academy to secure the victory tonight. Great overall effort by both the starters and the subs coming in. And a win in the Pepsi Showdown's a big win regardless of who you're playing, as these 64 teams all are worthy of this talent. Warriors going to kneel down, have a short conversation, and a word of prayer to end the evening. So we appreciate you watching tonight. For myself and Cliff Anderson and Gwen Hadessa, and then my editor Jared Casper, thank you for your support. Let us know if we can improve this in any way, or some of the events that you want to see that maybe we don't get a chance to. So I'm Matt Hockett. Have a